And
We're talking about the CIA. Do you realize they have 2,000 satellites that watch everything, every car in the world, every boat, every person? They can read a license plate from 300 miles away in space. So that was a piece of cake for them.
is it John McAfee or McAfee?
The first, McAfee. Although, listen, this is what my parents told me. And they lied about the Easter Bunny, about Santa Claus, about the fucking Tooth Fairy. So I don't know what I can trust from what they told me. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, is that what led you into a peripatetic lifestyle?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now, a question for you. Are you running for president at this time, not running, or are you just on the run?
Well, I'm definitely on the run. That's definitely. But no, I'm running for president and for vice president. I discovered that the libertarian bylaws do not prevent a person from running both for president and vice president. So, given that, I mean, for example, I could pardon myself as I could pardon the vice president. You realize that if I were to win, I could go, okay, I'm pardoning my vice president. He meant nothing. He meant nothing by his offenses.
Do you have anything to pardon yourself for?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay.
The U.S. government thinks otherwise.
Okay. Okay. So now I know that you're not necessarily a giant fan of the CIA.
that probably, Eric, is the understatement of the century. But go ahead. Yes.
Well, I'm curious, not only with the CIA, because I know you've talked about it in the past with the different wars and how they're controlling presidents. What are your thoughts on economic hitmen?
You're in an area where I have no real information. I can speculate, but I don't like speculating, and I will demur if that's all right with you.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know. I do know this. The CIA does, in fact, manipulate both our presidents and every member of Congress through their clever social engineering. That not just America, but it was the CIA that orchestrated my almost capture in the Bahamas, and orchestrated when Janice and I left the Bahamas and went to Cuba. They orchestrated, I am sure, the unofficial request to Cuba to return us to America. This was something Janice and I were just swooped up after being in Cuba for 2 months by the Cuban military and taken to an army base. And I thought, good God, is a firing squad? No. But we were in a very comfortable area with easy chairs, and a general, a Cuban general, came in and said, Mr. McAfee, we are so sorry, but the American government has asked us to return you to America. We were disinclined to do that. However, you are now a serious problem for us. Do you understand? And we're giving you 72 hours to leave Cuba and never return. I was in Havana. I was in, no, beautiful country, wonderful people. No, well, listen, the U.S. government parks warships off of Cuba at least 3 times a decade. Threatens this, threatens that, and Cuba's a small country, 90 miles from and so they have balls to even say, no, we're not going to return him. But to get me out of the country as quickly as possible, they don't want to have to do anything. Hey, we thought about it, but he's gone. So we went into, it took us 4.5 days at sea. The CIA got to the Dominican Republic before us. That's where we were going. We told no one where we were going. As we pulled into port, we were surrounded by the army and arrested, the Dominican Republic Army. And they said, like everybody, the Bahamas, before we left the Bahamas, the Bahamian government said, please, you need to go back to America. Cuba said they asked us to, but we said no. The Dominican Republic just arrested us and said, you're going back. Fortunately, I've been around this block a few times, and my lawyers, after 4 days, managed to get us deported to England instead of America.
Because you were born there, right?
No. Simply no. It's a long story.
Oh, okay.
No, that was nothing.
Didn't know if you were
I do
dual
have
citizen.
a passport, but no. England, listen, England would have turned us over to America in a heartbeat. However, we arrived on a Saturday. All government offices all over the world are closed on weekends. So a request from anywhere to extradite someone, first of all, it's going to take 2 or 3 days, even if it's not a weekend. But I knew it would not be processed till Monday morning. Sunday morning, we went underground, left England, obviously, else I would be in America now. And our location is now undisclosed. But no, England would have turned us over. I promise you that.
How did they know where to find you?
Who?
Well, you said they beat you to Dominican Republic, and
we're talking about the CIA. Do you realize they have 2,000 satellites that watch everything, every car in the world, every boat, every person? They can read a license plate from 300 miles away in space. So that was a piece of cake for them.
So are they just toying with you? Because, I mean, it seems like if they really wanted you, they could just grab you.
Listen, being arrested is not toying, I promise you. No, they're seriously trying to get me. We escaped from the Bahamas 6 hours before they came to collect us. Why? I knew they were coming. And believe it or not, 6 hours afterwards, the owner of the yacht harbor said, whoa, we were invaded by the Bahamian army to collect us. No, good God, the CIA owns the world, please. In Cuba, they knew we were in Cuba because we were thumbing up our noses saying, hey, we're in Cuba, come get us. I knew they would. I figured 3 to 4 months. It happened in 2. I figured at least I'd get a week in the Dominican Republic and before they tried to get me, but no, they were waiting for us.
So are you kind of toying with them?
No, they're not people to toy with. I'm just trying to avoid them.
Okay, well, I'm just wanting your nose. I didn't know. That's why I was asking.
Listen, you're coming in, well, in a place where I'm safe, they're coming for me anyway, whether I thumb my nose or not. Do you understand? They need to shut me up. I have not paid taxes in 10 years. I will never, ever pay taxes again. Neither should you. Neither should anybody in America. It is unconstitutional, illegal, and cruel beyond conception. So I paid over $50 million in taxes. I have not received $50 million in services. I'm not paying 1 penny more ever. If I have to run forever, they will not ever get a penny from me. So this is the problem. So they left me alone. I haven't paid for 10 years. For 8 years, they ignored me, going, we know McAfee. If we arrest him, he will make a loud noise. And I would have. I'm still making a loud noise, even not in the country. So for 8 years, they ignored me. Now, I started going on the international stage with cryptocurrency. I was doing 6 to 7 conferences internationally every year. And what was I saying? If you don't want to pay taxes, here is how not to do it. Privacy coins and cryptocurrency and distributed exchanges. No one ever will know anything about your financial situation. Well, that seemed to tip the balance. So January of last year, on January 22nd, they convened a grand jury, charging me with tax fraud, even though, you know what tax fraud is? Lying on your tax returns. I haven't filed a tax return, okay, which is not against the law. It's not against the law not to file. The IRS can then say, okay, we're going to take your house, your car, and all of your money. And it's up to you to go to court to sue them to get it back. No, they just left me alone. Now they're saying tax fraud. I've lied on my tax return. I've filed a tax return. How could I possibly have lied? But that's a different story. Doesn't matter. They will win if I ever get back to the States because it's America and the government always wins. If they want you, they will manufacture whatever is required to silence you, meaning put you in prison, some basement, never to be heard from again. So no, I'm not going to pay taxes ever. I don't give a shit. They can torture me. You won't get another penny from me, America. End of story. And if you have a conscience, and if you believe in the truth, neither will you ever pay taxes. Stop, people. How do you stop? Use cryptocurrency, privacy coins, and distributed exchanges. The government will never again, ever know a thing about your finances, how much you've made, what you spent. We don't use money anymore. We don't use dollars, euros, nothing. We can't have bank accounts, else we would be discovered. We can't have credit cards. Mm-hmm. If we use the credit card, they go, aha, McAfee just charged something in Belarus. He's there. Let's go find him. No, we can't have those things. All of my income is cryptocurrency. All of the things that we buy is cryptocurrency. Food, cars, bulletproof vests, shoes. There's nothing you cannot buy with crypto.
We're talking about data, bits. They've got to be stored somewhere or transferred one way or another. Can't that be intercepted or shut down?
Crypto, it can't be seen. It can't be understood. If it's privacy coins, there is no way to know who made the transaction, when, where, what it was about. Not possible, my friend.
What if they just want to shut down the whole currency? I'm asking genuine questions. Like, they don't know who owns it. They just delete it.
It can't be shut down. Do you understand? Cryptocurrency is the first currency that is entirely distributed. There is no central authority. There is nothing. How can you? You can't. Nobody can shut down Monero. It's not possible. It's simply, no, it can't ever be done.
Let's pivot to COVID, because I feel like this is closely related. We're talking about, you've been talking about it a lot lately, and there's a lot of government control that is taking place with the COVID situation.
Yeah, let's call it a situation rather than a pandemic, because it is not under any stretch of the imagination a pandemic. Please, God, do you realize, what is it now? It's May, almost. Mm-hmm. May. Things been around for 5 months. In the world, the entire world, it's killed 228,000 people as of today. Horror. No, it's a nothing. There are 7.8 billion people in this world. What do you think the flu kills every goddamn year, every year? 650,000 people. 3 times what COVID has. Doctors are now saying it. It's less deadly than the flu. Stanford did a study last week saying it's less deadly than the flu. Oxford University today released a study saying it's less deadly than the flu. Stop the lockdown nonsense. Japan never locked down. It is the most densely packed country in the world where they jam people on subways. You ever seen these videos of people in Japan where police, or not police,
pushing them in?
Are pushing them in.
Yeah.
That's still happening. Japan never locked down. What's their death rate? The lowest of every country in the world. And they just said, we're not locking down. That's insane. More people will die if you lock them down, which is true.
Is it a comorbidity type of situation, though? Like if you're dying of a heart attack, but you have COVID, they'll say it's COVID?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, okay. Why does America, by the way, America has only 4% of the world population and 28% of the COVID deaths. Now, this is one of those numbers. That's 7 times the world average. Now, either the U.S. Medical system is the worst in the world, worse than Nigeria, worse than the Congo, or we have more poor people than anybody, or doctors are diagnosing COVID because for every diagnosis of COVID, how much do they get? $39,000 from the U.S. government, part of this $2 trillion bailout. Now, you might say, well, no one does that shit. Human beings are much more honest, compassionate, and truthful. No one's going to do that. Oh, maybe. But I think even you, my friend, or some of you people listening, if you knew you could make $1.5 million a day by only doing one thing. I've seen this patient. I've diagnosed COVID-19. I get 30.
So you're saying, in other words, it's a Cobra effect.
Oh, what now?
You're saying, in essence, it's the Cobra effect.
I have no idea, sir. I don't get out much. What does Cobra effect?
Okay. In the 1800s, India had a problem with cobras. And England, when they were in there, they were saying, hey, we're going to give you a bounty for every cobra you kill.
Yes.
Just, bring them in, and we'll pay you the money. So
But here's the
Indians got smart, and they started to breed cobras.
They were real cobras, probably.
No,
However,
they were breeding them in order to get more money.
Yes, it's the Cobra effect. Thank you for enlightening me on Indian history. I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Unless you actually believe that doctors and hospitals are above things like greed. Maybe no doctor is greedy. But I want to tell you now, if you have a patient sitting in front of you and they have a LRTI, a lower respiratory tract infection, and the options are pneumonia, common cold, the flu, and 200 other options, or COVID-19, and you go, well, I'm really not sure. I'm just going to put down COVID-19. That simple stroke of a pen made you $39,000 from Medicare, which is what the majority of people who check into hospitals have. Please, people, maybe I'm cynical. Maybe a doctor that's faced with the opportunity to make $1 million a day goes, no, I'm just going to make my normal $2,000. And maybe I am so cynical that people don't do that.
Could it also be that China lied? I mean, in fairness, is it possible that China has a lot more deaths than they're recording?
Who cares? All we have to do is look at the deaths in America, especially New York. Do you realize New York, with their 14,000 deaths, 250 times the death rate of the top 10 largest cities on the planet, half of which never locked down. Tokyo, the largest city in the world, never locked down. Twice the population of New York, 4 times. New York is 8 million, Japan is 27.47. 4 times the population of New York. New York had 14,000 deaths. How much do you think that Tokyo had? 93. Now, the truth may be very unpleasant. I'm sorry if Japan tells it. Nevertheless,
Germans, same thing. Yeah, Germans love to document too.
The Germans are going to lie. The Japanese, no, it's like they don't have time. Why? They've been, like Japan's been around for 3,000 years. They have learned if you lie, it comes back and it costs money.
So, okay, other than the doctors getting rich off of this, what is the point? I mean, who is really behind it or benefiting from it? Is it that there are
No,
governors who are getting more control that they never had before?
no, no,
What
no.
is the?
It's the mainstream media. Let's think about it. Who has benefited from this? Um,
But
the
have they?
mainstream.
I've heard you say that, and I want to push back if I can.
You may please, but let me first explain
Oh,
something.
go for it. Yeah.
It's the mainstream media who uses words like the horror
Oh, yeah.
or staggering numbers. Staggering numbers, 250,000 people out of 7.8 billion. The flu kills 3 times as many.
Mhm.
Give me another lie. Okay, so they're using all this. What is the value? No, don't listen to the mainstream and go, oh my God, our advertising resumes are down. What's the value of a media company? It is the number of eyeballs times the amount of time those eyeballs are glued to that screen. Now, before COVID, we were spending most of our time at work, commuting to work. On weekends, we go to movies, we take our family to the park. No, we're spending a very minority part of our time glued to the television. They have gained a value increment of a factor of 10. Please, God, you tell me they are not the beneficiaries. Have you ever watched an emerging technology in terms of the corporations and businesses and entrepreneurs who are latching onto it, like Google?
Yeah, or computers in the 80s when you had all the different companies fighting.
Google,
Yeah.
14 years did not make a single dime. Not a dime for 14 years. Yet investors kept throwing money at it. Why? Because we knew they would own all of the world's information. And at some point, which has happened a long time ago now,
Okay.
Google would become the world power. And if
And
you do not
Amazon,
think,
sure.
if you do not think this collection of eyeballs for 2 months on I don't care what channel, KBC News in Kansas City, in 2 months they're going to rake in the money because of a thing called habituation. Habituation. You sit a person down for a goddamn month, locked in, watching something. You're locked. It's like heroin. You can't go a day without it anymore.
That actually brings up something interesting that I've thought of too. Is this the end of sports? Because people are habituating to go see baseball.
I hope so. I never watch sports.
But I'm
sorry.
just using the reverse example that people are developing new habits from things that they were doing in the past. And you're right. A month or 2 months is enough to establish a new habit.
2 months? Jesus God, 2 months of habituation, like the CIA. This has got to be their dream, although I really don't think that they caused all of this, although they could. I just can't believe our government, because I really believe the CIA is probably the most patriotic of all American institutions. They're just misguided. They've forgotten that we have a constitution and they have taken over. And maybe for the better, I don't know. I mean, listen, there are CIA agents that can speak 35 languages fluently without the accent. Now, you find me a president that can do that. CIA people know the intricacies of world government interactions, the alliances, the political alliances, the religious issues, the cultural issues, the language issues.
But yet they blunder. They blunder all the time. Is that because of pride? Pride?
Do you think presidents don't blunder? You take a man like whoever that is a career politician or someone of average intelligence but great financial power who becomes president. What a stupid thing to do. Here's what we need to do, people. We need to do what our first election did, where George Washington said, I ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you people. I'm an old man. I served America through 6 fucking years of one of the most horrendous wars in the world. I was general of the goddamn Continental Army. I suffered. I lost a toe from frostbite. I just want to fish on the Potomac goddamn river. And as I understand, the Potomac River back then was one of the greatest fishing spots on this fucking planet.
Sure.
But they said they shamed him. It was Ben Franklin who fucking did it. He sat the mother down and he said, George, let's look at the options. Me? I do nothing but drink and chase women. And okay. Thomas Jefferson? The mother can't find his bifocals. John Hancock? Yes. Most beautiful signature in the world, but nothing else. No, there was nobody. Nobody could possibly have been our first president.
Yeah, they wanted to make him king.
Washington.
All right. Thanks a lot for coming on. And where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter, unlike Trump and Elon Musk and everybody else. I have a Facebook account, but trust me, I haven't even looked at my Facebook account for 5 years. No, so, Twitter is the only thing.
Official McAfee?
At Official McAfee. Find me there. One of the things you will find is that I actually relate to my user base, and every tweet I will answer at least the first 50 comments. So You might be lucky, be one of the first. All right.
Thank you so much for your time.
And thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. I'm sorry to have to leave so suddenly.
No worries.